Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm your host, Thera Martin, and so very happy to be back with you once again. We're still continuing to celebrate outstanding women as we get through this month of March and into the month of April. And so we want to say one more time, we salute all the women of the world, and particularly women here in Philadelphia who are making a difference. Now, today on our program, I have two outstanding women who are going to join us. In the first segment, we'll be talking with an outstanding businesswoman, Nadine Taylor-Lee. She has her own business, and when we turn the page a little bit later on, we will be joined by Tinamarie Russell, and she represents an amazing North Philadelphia organization. It's the North Central Philadelphia Susquehanna Community Development Corporation, and she's going to give you the shorter version of that when she joins me. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Be here, Thera Martin, with you on this edition of News You Can Use.
Very much for having me.
Wow.
Good to see you.
It is good to see you, but you didn't say that. You said you can use Rebooted. I'm Thera Martin, and I am glad to be back at LaSalle TV. And we have a brand new open for News You Can Use. I want to thank my dear friend and colleague, Mr. Walt Wimberly, for creating that special new open for News You Can Use. Let me jump right to my guest, Nadine. It is so good to have you with us on this edition of News You Can Use. Welcome.
Thank you, Thera. Thanks for inviting me. It's my pleasure.
Nadine Taylor-Lee, the CEO of Lee's Accounting and Business Services, and you are right in the heart of North Philadelphia. Tell us about your business and when you started it.
So my business, Lee's Accounting and Business Services, I started it right during the pandemic in 2020. It is an accounting business that offers so many services. We offer personal and business taxes along with compro tax. We offer payroll, bookkeeping. If you need entrepreneurial training, come on in and get your entrepreneurial training. We can help you form your LLC, help you write your articles of incorporation for your corporation. It's just so many different services. We're here to help the small business, the mid-sized business, and the entrepreneurs.
Wow, I did not realize you did all of that. I guess my brain was stuck on, she does bookkeeping and she does taxes. That's what I'm, and I knew you had some other things in the mix there, but what you're telling me you do, you are a jewel for the community. I run into people all the time who say, I want to start a business. I got to get started, or I've been dreaming about starting a business for a few years. And I always tell them, well, one of the first steps you need to do is to call the City of Philadelphia Department of Commerce, But really, even if someone were to come to a person like you, even before they go to the Commerce Department, they might have some ducks in order.
Yes. And once they come, we can actually sit down and discuss with them what their goals are. What is your plan? What do you like to do? Because a lot of people want to do business. They want to start business, but they're not really sure which path to take. So they can have a conversation, and then we can help guide them in the direction in which they want to go. Do you like people? Do you prefer to just do a service? Do you want to have a brick and mortar? Like, we get to discuss those avenues and flesh those ideas out.
And it's also important, there's so much homework involved with, and I don't mean homework in a bad way, folks, don't get scared, but there's homework involved when you step out to be a business owner, because it's not, some people think, oh, it's so easy. I'll be my own boss. I'll make my own hours. Yeah, You make the hours that your clients make for you if you want to satisfy your clients so that they keep coming back to you and or recommending you to other people. So, but in terms of doing your homework, one of the pieces of homework that I believe is very important, and you tell me if I'm wrong, once you decide, okay, I want to go in hair business, okay? There's only 1,599 gazillion hair businesses in Philadelphia right now. So a smart person who still says, I want to do hair, I want to do a hair business, say a beauty salon, you got to do your research as to what location. You're looking for a brick and mortar. You don't want to get on a business card, for example, where there's already 20 hair salons, right? You got to keep searching for where there's a need, there's an open pocket that you can fill.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things we help them understand, that one of the most important things of your business is location, location, location.
Location. Yes.
Because you want to make sure that, one, you're going to have some foot traffic, right? Because you want to make sure that you have that. You want to make sure that you're not competing with other hair salons that's already been in the business, that already have customers. Business is already difficult, you know, and you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure that you apply for the appropriate documentation to start a business. Most people think if they just start an LLC or a sole proprietorship that they're good, but you want to make sure that you're following the rules that the city mandates. You want to make sure you're following the rules that the state in which you're operating mandates. So a lot of people are not aware of that. When I'm speaking to clients that say, hey, I want to get my taxes done. I want to do my personal taxes and I want to do my business taxes. And I say, sure, what type of business do you have? What is the business setup? And then when they tell me that they are a sole proprietor, they're shocked when I say those taxes have to be part of your personal taxes. So you have to do your research so you'll know where you're going and what you're doing.
Yeah. So now we are in the month of March. The tax deadline is always April, usually April 15th.
Yes.
And so tax time is coming up for people who haven't dealt with their tax business yet. What advice would you give to folks about being prepared to come and see a professional like yourself, a tax accountant? What kind of documents should they bring with them? Just not to waste your time, or if they're going to see somebody else, to waste somebody else's time.
Absolutely. So first of all, April 15th is a deadline for most people who owe taxes. If you do not owe taxes and you're going to get a refund, if you usually get a refund, then you really have 3 years to file your taxes. And most people are not aware of that. But what I would suggest is that you make sure you have receipts, right? Make sure you have all your documentation. If you are an employee, make sure you have your W-2s. Make sure that you take care of them. Don't ball them up. Don't put them, stuff them somewhere. And make sure that if you're an independent contractor, you have your 1099s. And if you're running a business, make sure you have your receipts plus your 1099s. Make sure you can prove and support all of your income and your expenses for your business.
Now, so when I did operate a business, TBM Video Productions, for about 22 to 25 years here in the city of Philadelphia, and got a license, you know, I was legal and all that, my tax accountant always taught me to save receipts for everything, and I did that. But I would have so many receipts at the end of the year, it was like crazy. Well, once I finally retired from having a business and shut my business down, I'm not so much a receipt person anymore because it's like a pain in the neck. But when I look at my bank statements, because I do almost all of my shopping, pay for almost everything with my bank card, so I get that statement which shows everything you're spending. Is that good enough?
It's not.
Oh man, I've been
Because the
messing up.
IRS is not going to look at that bank statement. And how does the IRS know that the purchase that you made is for your business versus personal, right?
Now, I'm talking about all personal now. No more business.
Okay.
As just a person, a private citizen, and I'm just trying to pay my taxes. It's still better to have the receipts, you're saying?
It is. But as a personal, as if you're doing just personal, then we would have to find out what receipts are you holding on to, what expenses are you thinking you're writing off as a personal tax return, on a personal tax return, versus if you are Thera Martin doing your personal and your LLC.
Yeah, no, none of that no more. Just Thera.
Because the standard deduction has been increased, so you may not even need your receipts. So that's another reason why you want to have a conversation with a professional to make sure that your expenses are above the standard deduction. If not, you may not need your receipts.
Well, to find someone like you with Lee's Accounting and Business Services, wow. You're also associated with Compro Tax. You're a Compro Tax affiliate.
Yes.
But you know, we see these name brand companies that pop up usually just around tax time, and then after that they shut down and go away.
Right.
Anyway, and every year to come back, it's like different people. You don't know what's going on. But so to me, a business like yours is special because it's like it gives me more of a feeling of this is someone we know who's from our community, who's of our community, who lives in this neighborhood, who worships at the church at Broad and Venango, and things of that nature. So I would think that would give smart people an extra level of comfort.
Not only that, Comprotax is African American owned and has been around for 30 plus years. And the parent company is in Beaumont, Texas. Second of all, our office is located at 1618 Cecil B. Moore. So we've been there for over 20 years. Okay. And we don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. And we do taxes all year round.
Okay. Give that address again.
1618 Cecil B. Moore Avenue. Okay. Right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19121.
And if people wanted to learn more about Lee's Accounting and Business Services, I know you do have a website. Let's put that out there, and I know that my producer is going to put it up on the screen.
Okay, so the website is leesaccountingfirm.com. That's www.leesaccountingfirm.com.
Okay, and you know you got to put out that phone number.
Give us a call at 610-553-5498. 610-553-5498.
Okay, I appreciate you coming in so much today and a little bit of time that we have left. For young women who are watching this program, I hope they're watching, and they're dreaming of going into business or they want to go into accounting as a profession and that's what they're studying in school, what advice would you give them?
The one thing I would say is stick to it. Do not give up. Accounting has always been a male-dominated industry. So there's a lot of challenges for women, but find some support teams. Whatever you do, don't give up, study, study, study. Keep your head on a swivel, don't get distracted, and you can do what you put your mind to.
Now give some props to the schools where you got your education to grow into what you are today.
So I would not have started accounting if it wasn't for going to Merle Dobbins, AVTS at 22nd and Lehigh.
Yes, I love Dobbins High School.
And I have 2 undergrad degrees that I got, one in business and one in accounting, and that was at Chestnut Hill College. And then I got my master's degree at Philadelphia University, which is now Jefferson University.
Okay.
So.
All right. And education is the passport to the future, folks. Absolutely. And Miss Nadine is another example of that. I thank you again for coming and sharing with us. Continued success with your business on Cecil B. Moore Avenue. Sounds like you're doing the darn thing.
Thank you very much for inviting me here. And it is my pleasure. Continue to celebrate women just as you celebrate yourself. You're beautiful.
Oh, we appreciate you. And we're going to continue with this edition of News You Can Use. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. And we will be joined by Tinamarie Russell as she talks about a wonderful community nonprofit in the heart of North Philadelphia. Stay with us.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
As birthplace to the first volunteer fire companies, Philadelphia is home to one of the nation's premier fire museums. Fireman's Hall Museum displays the city's fire history in addition to promoting fire safety. You can visit Fireman's Hall Museum in Old City at 147 North 2nd Street. Visit firemanshallmuseum.org to learn more, or watch the museum's show, Curator's Corner, on LaSalle TV.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer.
To become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
for my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity
to get a generic degree.
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student,
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future
as I embark on mine.
And we are back. This is News You Can Use. We're in the second portion of our program. If you're just joining us, we thank you for tuning in on Comcast 56 or on Verizon 36, whichever way you're checking us out, maybe on YouTube or at LaSalle. We appreciate you so much. We are now talking with Tinamarie Russell. I want to present her to some, introduce to others. She's a dynamic community leader in the heart of North Philly. I appreciate you. I respect you for all that you do.
Well, thank you so much, Thera. We respect and appreciate you too.
You
are really holding down our community.
I think we were still in the midst of the pandemic, and you were doing like a teaching session online. It was a Zoom thing, and it was maybe about 20 of us on there. And there were some folks who were still not quite comfortable with Zoom, and you were teaching like a college professor. I said, check her out. And you got everybody whipped into shape, and it was so much needed at that time. And a lot of people are still leaning on Zoom for some of their meetings, so that's important. But anyway, tell us the short version of North Central Philadelphia Susquehanna Community Development Corporation.
Well, the first thing is our name is too long, but it was important because we are in a part of North Philadelphia that's being erased, and that's called North Central Philadelphia. And North Central is being eaten up by the Temple name. So it's almost imperative that we begin to utilize the name North Central. So with that being said, what is North Central Philadelphia CDC? Well, a CDC is a community development corporation. And what that is like a business. We create the business plan for the community. One of the reasons why most poor or low-income neighborhoods are in that status is because they don't have a plan. So the goal of a CDC is to create a plan along with the city officials and the city planning commission. But more importantly, it has to be a part of the neighborhood. We are also what we call a RCO. So what are all these acronyms? A RCO is a registered community organization, and its task is to actually make sure that the residents are knowledgeable and vote on the different developments that are happening within this community. So with that task of us having to help the community build their neighborhood as well as understand who's moving into their neighborhood and building in the neighborhood, it is a vast undertaking.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you pleased with the turnout you get for registered community organization meetings, RCO meetings?
We're never pleased.
Us neither.
But that's something I've noticed in Philadelphia, period. Unless we're talking about entertainment, people very seldom respond unless we're like a knee-jerk situation. So as soon as I get kicked, I'll respond. If I don't get kicked, I'm not going to respond. Such as with our utility fair last Saturday. So it was a way for us to try to put all these utilities under one umbrella, along with the first-time home buyers program, a lot of rental assistance programs. You could come out and bring your registration forms. You could register to vote there. So basically, take a lot of programs that people need to sustain themselves under one umbrella. And it's never, if you put out 8,000 flyers, you might get 8 people, right? So, but this is what we do, and not just here in Philadelphia, but it's what it is. We're stressed out. Part of the reason why our organization was formed is to help people with the stress, and to keep them knowledgeable about what's happening in the city, and then more importantly within their community, so that they can start making decisions with what's happening in their community.
So what I'm hearing is, number one, community leaders like yourself can't give up. can't get no ways tired. You
that's
got to keep
true.
plugging ahead, even when we might not get the attendance or the turnout that we want at some of the community events that we're putting together to help educate and inform people. It's okay. Keep trying. Don't give up. But also, the other message is people should come out, though, because you don't want to be one of those people who says, wait a minute, what happened? Why is that tall building up? I didn't want that building there. Did you
Exactly.
come to the meetings? We put the flyer in your door 3 times
Be
before
knocked
the
on your
meeting.
door.
And, all,
Exactly.
and you don't show up, and then you say, what happened? Don't do that.
Exactly. So part of having a plan is having the anchors that the community needs to actually develop the plan. Because the CDC is only one of the anchors. You also need a civic association, and a civic association helps with just what that is, civic views. You make sure people have their wellness needs met. Then you have to have a business association, which you know very well how important that is. Then you also have to have a renters association, a homeowners association. So you need NAC offices, and you need all these entities to work together. And when they work together, you have a strong community. So when you see all the new communities opening up, such as on Girard Avenue, and I call it New Philadelphia, which is on the east side of North Philadelphia, you'll see they have these anchors being within themselves. And then one of the anchors is an RCO as well, and they ensure that the continuity of their community is vision is met, which is such as whatever they all get together to do with the CDC. They all say, okay, this is what our vision is. We want this many businesses, we want this kind of buildings being built, et cetera. So we don't have that in North Central, which is what we're grappling with right now. Not just the naming of it, but the sustainability of North Central, because it's fastly losing its home ownership because of renters. So, and now we have a fight with B&Bs.
The challenges.
Yes. So I enjoy the challenges myself. The team enjoys the challenges. We have a strong team. We do food distribution on Wednesdays at 17th and Susquehanna. We do a lot of RCO meetings and community engagement. Our main focus right now is to bring education. A couple years back, prior to COVID, our main focus was gardening and the youth. So we did a program called Youth to Youth program. And this youth program allowed for children to actually not just to, it taught them how to run a business. So we had vending tables to be set up on the corner of 16th and Susquehanna. And the children learned how to become business people. And it actually gave them empowerment because they actually got to earn their own money. So it was great. So we do a lot for the community, and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of great work. And we found that a lot of women, because this is Women's Month, are the key anchors of our communities. And we need to, we're focused again on this year with making sure we get more male inclusion because we're losing that. They're opposite side of us.
We need our men. As much as we need our sisters, our women, we need our men, our brothers to be a part of this as well, from helping to stop the violence to partnering with our law enforcement officials, elected officials, civic groups and organizations, nonprofits, grassroots people, individuals, residents who care. We need each other.
We need each other.
But yes, definitely. And in our churches, seeing less male presence, and we'd like to see more again.
We have to get more of them out there. We have to, well, part of that I've noticed is that when our men leave the jail system, they tend to join a religious organization or they reform preventative recidivism programs. So, you know, Eric Marsh is really one of those individuals. I'm sure you probably heard of him. You got Karim Bilal. He's also one of the other gentlemen who are actually out there engaging our young men. And one of the things that NCP, which is the acronym for, rather than saying our long name, we call ourselves NCP and CDC. And what we tend to do is understand the impact of food insecurity. And food insecurity is part of the reason why we have so much violence, housing insecurity. So we actually form a whole program for 2024 to attack those particular negative activities within our community.
So now, one thing I know for sure about Tinamarie Russell is that you are an organizer, you're a community leader, you know how to help make things happen, you get things done. When I see you and you say, Thera, I'm doing such and such, I can take that to the bank because you're going to do such and such. You're not just somebody who blows hot air and talks about what you're going to do. You walk the walk as you talk the talk. You make it happen. So I really have great respect for you. How can people be in touch that are watching this program like, wow, we need to talk to Tinamarie so we can learn how to organize like she's doing, or they might already be in your service area of the city and want to join efforts with you?
Well, it's very easy. The email is info.ncpcdc@gmail.com, or you can always call 215-980-1151.
Say it again.
215-980-1151.
Okay.
And we're always available. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for community input because it takes a village.
Okay, now real quick, because before we run out of time, we only have about a minute and 10 seconds left. The moratorium for people with their utility bills is March 31st. Some people will see this show before March 31st. What can you tell people by way of trying to help?
Well, the quickest way to say this is that LIHEAP is still available. Apply for it now. It may not come to you right away, but you'll still get it. Call your utility companies. Do not wait till the last minute to call them. Call them today. Make an arrangement. Tell them you put in your applications for the CAP for the electric. It's LIHEAP for gas or electric. It's the TAP program, TAP, for the water department. Do not wait until March the 31st to get this done. Because people never fails. April the 1st, the phone rings off crazy. So don't call me April 1st, okay? Because I know everybody's going to
right now. Put that phone number out one more time.
So let me give you, before we give you mine, let me give you LIHEAP's.
Fast.
It's 866-857-7095. That is LIHEAP's number. If you don't remember it, don't worry. On your phone, there's a Google search. Type in, I need help with utilities, or type in LIHEAP.
All right. I thank you for coming. Appreciate you so very much.
I appreciate you too.
That wraps it up for this edition of News You Can Use. Make sure you check us out when we host our radio program on WURD on Saturdays 7 to 8 a.m. and on Wednesdays on WWDB 8 to 9 a.m. Make sure you check us out. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.